Fala galera, acompanha o canal Mascarado BR, trago pra vocês aqui notícias de X4 Foundations, um anúncio de uma nova DLC que chama Cradle of Humanity. Não sei se é assim que pronuncia, mas é o berço da humanidade. Bem, o que nós vimos aqui no trailer, que vocês vão ver também, é que vai ter novas naves, novas estações espaciais, novas partes de estações espaciais para a gente poder montar. Eu ainda não encontrei nenhum patch notes aí de mais informações de novas coisas que vai ter nessa DLC, mas vocês vão conferir aqui o trailer de anúncio aí dessa nova DLC, beleza? Vou soltar para vocês e vamos lá.
Hello there, I'm Owen Lake and I'm a mission designer at Egosoft. We're the developers of the long-standing X space simulation game series. With over 30 years of history, Egosoft is one of the oldest game developers in Germany, and the first game in the X series, X Beyond the Frontier, was released way back in 1999. Our games are simulating a vast universe with ships and stations driving a dynamic economy. And then there's you, a drop in the ocean. Over time you will trade and fight, build fleets and factories, and explore the universe and encounter numerous exciting stories. Each game consists of huge areas of space, simulated from the bottom up. Hundreds of stations and thousands of ships trade amongst themselves. Prices change based on supply and demand. Resources are mined and processed, eventually resulting in high-tech products. When the warring factions clash in conflict, or a crucial resource is in short supply, their economies feel the strain, and opportunities to profit start to appear. Should you make the decision to act, you may well change the course of the game universe. And if trading isn't your thing, you can upgrade your ships with the best weapons you can afford and go hunting. We're very proud of the level of depth our games deliver, and we'd love for you to check them out if anything I've mentioned resonates with you. That was a very quick introduction to us and the X series. Today we want to dive in and tell you about our most recent game, X4 Foundations. We're coming up on its 2-year anniversary, and in the time since release, we've brought out a number of major updates, improving the core of the game, as well as adding new gameplay, technical features, and content. In X4, you can fly almost every ship you encounter, from single-seat fighter ships to huge carriers that can be home to whole combat wings. And should you want to act the fleet admiral, you can stand on the bridge, put together the best crew you can find, give orders via the map, and watch them get to work. And while you make your own mark on the universe, X4 also features a number of stories that lead you to mysterious locations and interesting characters, as well as putting you in the middle of events that drastically change the universe. A variety of game starts allow you to pick different roles and scenarios to tackle early on, while the detailed encyclopedia fills you in on the history of the X universe. After 20 years, with multiple games and novels, there's a lot of story to tell. Telling such a story in such a dynamic game as X4 was an interesting challenge. We constantly have major factions vying for control of key sectors, supply lines under siege to prevent the construction of critical warships, as well as the player potentially becoming an all-powerful fleet-wielding mogul. We have many missions that reflect the current situation, be that securing a strategic jump gate, or supplying those much-needed hull parts. Using that as an example, where do you get those hull parts? You can try to find a factory producing them for a low price and then sell them for a profit. Perhaps there's a supply issue further down, and you need to mine some ore to help kick it back into gear. Then again, there's always room for piracy. So maybe plunder some freighters, or try your luck hacking the storage modules of an unfortunate station. Or you could think bigger. If you've identified a gap in the market, why not take full advantage of it? A core feature of the X games is building. And in X4 Foundations, we took it to the next level. Using our powerful 3D map, you can create any kind of space station, from a factory to a shipyard, entirely from individual modules. What starts off as a modest refinery could end up being a self-sufficient battle station, laying claim to the entire sector. Get creative, share your designs, and make our engine programmers wince with the largest stations the X series has ever seen. From upgrading your ships, hunting for crystals and anomalies, or joining certain war efforts, there's a lot more I could tell you about X4 Foundations. What you're seeing in this feature is brand new, up-and-coming content. Just in time for Gamescom 2020, we're ready to show off X4's second expansion, X4 Cradle of Humanity. Following the release of version 3.0 and our first expansion, Split Vendetta, earlier this year, we're in no ways done with delivering new features and content to X4 Foundations. Cradle of Humanity will once more expand the game's universe significantly, featuring whole new sectors and welcoming 2 Terran factions to the game, along with their economy, ships, weapons and stations, some of which you can already see in this video. With the solar system rejoining the X series, you can look forward to impressive vistas of familiar worlds. And along with new game starts, we'll be adding several new stories to explore the new factions' identities and political stances through exciting mission content. Those who have enjoyed the story so far in X4 Foundations may be interested to hear that we're also giving some alternative perspectives on certain mission content in X4. If you've been around for previous games of the X series, you'll be happy to know that X4 Cradle of Humanity will also shed light on what has happened to Earth in the decade since the Jump Gate shutdown. Furthermore, a certain pirate faction that is well known to the fans of the series will be making a dramatic comeback. As with the first expansion, X4 Cradle of Humanity will also be accompanied by a massive free update, version 4.0, available to all owners of the base game. The changelog is growing fast, and this update is set to further enhance X4 Foundations in a number of ways, including major new gameplay elements like a new terraforming feature, and wide-ranging visual improvements like volumetric fog, which you can already spot in this video. We will be sharing more details on these new elements of the X4 update at a later stage, when we're getting closer to the release of X4 Cradle of Humanity. If you're looking for a space simulation where your decisions can dramatically change the future of the game universe, then please check out X4 Foundations and wishlist X4 Cradle of Humanity today. If you'd like to learn more about the game, please find us on YouTube and the usual social media channels, or visit our website at egosoft.com. Thanks for watching and stay safe.
Bem, galera, que deu para perceber aí, então, nós tivemos umas informações aqui muito interessantes que eu vou falar para vocês. É o seguinte, deixa eu só soltar aqui o vídeo enquanto eu vou falando, né? Deixa eu abaixar aqui um pouco. É o seguinte, pelo que a gente pôde ler ali, a tradução não é lá perfeita do YouTube, mas que deu para perceber que ele disse que vai ter um novo sistema estelar, né? Eu chamo de sistema estelar. Tem pessoas que falam sistema solar, mas o nosso se chama sistema solar porque a nossa estrela se chama Sol, mas as outras estrelas não se chamam Sol, então são estrelas, então sistemas estelares, eu penso assim, né? Então vai ter um novo sistema estelar e vai ter novas facções, só que se chama Berço da Humanidade. E ó, nessa parte aí vocês podem ver, tem Marte ali, aquilo ali é Marte, né? Então acredito que o sistema que eles irão colocar realmente é o sistema solar, né, que ainda não vimos no jogo, mas eu acredito que esse berço da humanidade é o sistema solar, acredito eu, né? E ali parece muito com Marte. E essas novas facções pode ser realmente a facção da humanidade, né? Então vai ter, eu acho que vai ter muita coisa bacana aí nessa nova DLC. Realmente a gente tem que ficar atento o que vai ter de novidades aí, porque promete muito esse jogo do X4 Foundation. Realmente ele compete com grandes jogos aí. Tem gente que reclama por ser single player, mas nesse vídeo que nós vimos, ele conta tudo que dá para fazer no jogo. Dá para fazer muita coisa no jogo. Dá para você vender produtos, minerar, pirataria, descer nas estações, contratar pilotos para naves que você tem, ou seja, você pode ter uma frota, mandar eles minerar para você, mandar eles vender coisas para você, mandar eles batalhar por você, ou seja, você tem uma liberdade gigantesca, além de você ter suas próprias estações, você montar suas próprias estações, como nós vimos aí no vídeo. Teve uma hora que ele estava montando umas partes de estações ali. Então o jogo permite muita coisa, só que é single play. Tem gente que tem esse meio que preconceito, é single play, eu não gosto, eu não quero nem saber o que o jogo te permite fazer, o que ele te dá para fazer, né? Eu adoro jogos single players e esse realmente é bem completo e tá vindo novos conteúdos, novas DLC. Então para mim tá muito bom e eu espero que um dia, quem sabe lá para frente, eles possam colocar para a gente poder pousar pelo menos em luas ou algo do tipo assim com nossas naves, já que dá para descer das naves, né? Imagina você pousar numa lua e poder descer e tal. Eu acredito que eles possam conseguir isso sim, já que a mecânica do jogo tem muitas aberturas para isso, né? Então aí Vamos esperar, porque realmente essa DLC aí tá muito bonita, novos conteúdos. Eu espero que realmente seja o sistema solar. E eu vou manter vocês informados aí de todas as notícias que possam vir do X4 Foundations, beleza? Deixa seu like nesse vídeo para poder ajudar nosso canal aí. Se puder se inscrever também e compartilhar, nós agradecemos. Um abraço e até a próxima.